Hello class, and welcome to our AFDA Video Lesson 5. Today's lesson is going to be on equations with variables on both sides and using our Desmond calculator. We want to be able to solve an equation that has the variable on both sides and show our work today. And to use our Desmond calculator to solve equations using graphing. Terms that we might mention today are like terms, simplify, and the word intersection. That will come into play when we talk about graphing today. So here's some prior information. What determines the two sides of an equation? Well, you remember that the equal sign determines the two sides of the equation. Now, you guys remember the 5 things in the first 2 lessons that were documented to solve most equations. Now, today's focus is going to look at that item number 3 out of there that we looked at before. Let's look at our first example. It says 5x minus 3 equals 2x plus 12. And you notice that we see the variable x on both sides. So I'm going to give you a little phrase that you hopefully will remember, or maybe some other teachers have used, they stole it from me, is to go ahead and, quote, pick on the little guy. And our guys are our variable terms here. So we see a 5x and a 2x. So we're going to think about the 2x being our little guy. And we're going to go ahead and pick on that by subtracting 2x from both sides. Now we get a 3x minus 3 is all equal to 12. Now right in here, guys, you're using your combining like term skills. And notice how I vertically stacked that operation, that combining operation. So 5x minus 2x is 3x. Now 2x minus 2x is 0, and 0 plus 12 is 12. But you notice right here, guys, this is a two-stepper sort of sitting right there with you. So that's a two-stepper, so you should be home free. You could go ahead and add 3 to both sides. Clean that up. You get 3x is equal to 15. And then divide that by 3, and you have x is equal to 5. And of course, the check step's still in play. Just take that 5 and plug it in up here for your unknown. 5 times 5 is 25 minus 3, that's 22 on that side. And 2 times 5 is 10, plus 12 is also 22. So that guy checks out. We know 22 is equal to 22. So let's move ahead. Look at our next example here. Okay, so let's clean this up. So remember, your goal for solving basically any equation is to get the variable by itself on one side of the equation. If you have variables on both sides, how do you get them on just one side? You pick on who? Pick on the little guy. Okay? So that's what we're going to use there. That's this, guys, the property of equality. But let's look at example 2 here. It's a little different one. It's got 5w minus 8 equals 9w minus 10. Now watch me solve this. I'll talk about what I'm doing out loud. Maybe in here I'll go ahead and, let's say, add 8 to both sides. Add it to both sides. So now I got 5w is equal to 9w minus 2. I'm going to come in here and just subtract 9w. This is the property of equality. What I'm doing to one side, I'm doing the other side. That's legal in Virginia. We got negative 4w is equal to negative 2. Then I have to divide both sides by negative 4. And I get w is equal to 1/2 or 0.5, whatever you can think of. Now take a moment, write that down, or pause the video and write that down, because I got some questions for you over here on the top right. Everybody good? Now, the first question I have for you here is, how was that example 2 different from example 1 as far as first steps go? Well, if you said I didn't pick on the little guy, you're correct. I did not pick on the little guy. Now, notice that I ran into some negative signs throughout there. But if you wanted, could you have, let's say, picked on the 9t first? That's not the little guy. You sure can. But once again, you guys are going to go ahead and you guys are going to wind up with just some more negative signs, okay? So if you go ahead and pick on this 9t, you're going to have more negative signs. Okay, floating around your equation. And notice that when we did the first one and we did pick on the little guy, that guy dropped into a simple two-step equation that we recognized and can almost solve in our sleep right now. Now, guys, if you haven't done so, take a moment and make sure you got your Desmond calculator up. So hopefully, if you watch Miss Abernathy on our welcome video, she got you to star that link right there. But do that right now if you haven't done so. Go to www.desmos.com/testing/graphing. That's in your notes. And if you have the Word document, that'll get you a link. But go ahead and star that because we're going to be using the Desmos throughout the year. So look at this equation here, doozy of an equation. Okay, it's got 2 times the quantity x minus 4 plus 2x is equal to 8. Now, we're going to use our Desmos calculator here. So let me put mine up here. I've got mine sort of minimized over here somewhere, I think. Hopefully you can see mine on the screen. And what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to take the left side of that equation. Now remember, right over here underneath this Desmos, the sides are chosen up through the equal sign. So the sides are chosen up through there. Now, I'm going to take this left side and type it next to a y in my Desmos calculator. And right underneath that, I'm going to take this right side right here, which is just an 8, and I'm going to type it next to a y. So when I type it in, the first little box is going to look like that. The second little box is going to look like y is equal to 8. It's going to look like that. So let me do that real quick. Okay. I'm going to have, I'm going to use my little keyboard here. I'm going to have y equals, you guys can go ahead and type faster than I can, I think. 2 left parenthesis x minus 4. Right parenthesis plus the 2x. Hopefully I'm typing this in correctly. Let me know if I don't. And then in the second box, I said, what am I going to type in? Y equals 8. Is that what I have on the board there behind me? Okay. Now, notice that you have 2 lines, at least on my calculator, I have 2 lines that intersect, a red and a blue one. They're sort of backwards there a little bit. What I'm interested in is this intersection right here, where these lines cross in that little point. So take your pointer tool and just hover over top of it. Okay? And it's got 4 and 8 right over top of it. Your answer is going to be this first number. For those who remember ordered pairs, they know it goes x and y. But right now, all you have to know is that your answer is 4. That first number right in there. So there's your answer. So everybody see what happened? I typed in that first line right there. Y is equal to 2 times the quantity x minus 4 plus 2x. That's the left side of the equation. And then I hit y equal 2. And I typed in 8, which is the right side of the equation. Now, let's look at another one here real quick. We're on the home stretch. Let me pull my calculator up again. And this says, right here, solve using the calculator. So you guys can get going on it while I'll try to play catch up here with you. So right now, some of y'all can type in next to a y, all that right there. Next to another y, you can type in all that right there. And see what your answer is. Okay? I'm going to try to join you and do that. Take a moment. Play catch up here with you. Hopefully I typed those in correctly. Minus 6x, I'm checking that. Now, what you may notice on my Desmos calculator screen is the same thing that's happening on yours. I only see one line on here, okay? I'm looking for two lines in their intersection. So what I need to do, guys, here real quick is just hit the zoom out button a little. And you'll notice that your answer is right there as 6. Okay? Now, so you notice that it wasn't on your screen. All you had to do was zoom out. If you want to go back to your home screen, just hit the home button there. And last thing, or almost last thing I'll ask you to do, is what do you do if you have different variable other than x? Like this guy right here, 5w minus 8 is equal to 9w minus 10. Well, the only thing you have to do is put an x in there, guys. Just take out the w's and put x's in there. So take a moment again, use your Desmos calculator, see if you can solve that guy right there, and we'll talk about it in class. So thanks for watching the video. Hope you got your notes.